Wto Mc9 the WTO Ministerial Conference. Express our most sincere gratitude to the authorities of Indonesia for undertaking this enormous task of hosting this ministerial conference in Bali, for their generosity and for their warm hospitality. Allow me also to say that we have been very honored by the presence of the Honorable President of Republic of Indonesia, whose participation at our opening session has testified once again to the commitment of our host country to the multilateral trading system and the values embodied in the WTO. The venue of this ministerial conference is indeed propitious. It takes place in a country that, with the average annual GDP growth rate of approximately 6%, has placed trade at the heart of its development. It takes place in a country that plays a very constructive role in the international stage as a driver of integration of ASEAN, holds the chair of APEC for 2013, and is coordinator of the G33. It seems, therefore, only natural that it is in this country at the multilateral conference that we are further strengthening the role of the WTO and of the multilateral trading system by delivering a number of significant results. I have the honor to present the reports to the Ministerial Conference from the General Council and its subsidiary bodies, covering their activities for the year 2013. Much work has been undertaken and accomplished this year, and I am proud to have had the opportunity to work with the chairpersons of various WTO bodies, and I thank them for their hard work, determination, and valuable assistance throughout this year. I am very pleased to note that the reports show that considerable progress has been achieved in WTO's regular work since the last ministerial conference. This is particularly evident with respect to the mandates that you, Honorable Ministers, gave at the 8th Ministerial Conference, which was held in December 2011. At MC8, you adopted 7 decisions and provided that, starting with the mandate on streamlining the accession guidelines for least developed countries. The General Council in July last year adopted a decision to strengthen, streamline, and operationalize the guidelines. Furthermore, the TRIPS Council in June this year extended the transition period for LDCs under the TRIPS agreement until 1st July 2021, in line with the mandate you gave to that council. In addition, the Trade Policy Review Mechanism 5th appraisal has been completed, and the relevant report has been submitted to you by the Trade Policy Review Body. I am also pleased to report that General Council submitted a number of recommendations for decision to this ministerial conference, also directly following up on the mandate from the 8th session. In this area, TRIPS non-violation and situation complaints, e-commerce, the work program on small economies, aid for trade and transfer of technology. And tomorrow afternoon, you will take up the accession of Yemen, which, once it has ratified its accession package, will bring the number of WTO members to 160. Another sign of the continued belief and faith of the multilateral community in the values of the multilateral trading system. Let me also highlight here that the WTO success is WTO's success in addressing disputes among its members through its dispute settlement mechanism, which plays a vital role for enforcing trade rules, is commendable. And this system continues to be highly active, a sign of WTO members' confidence in its effectiveness. Furthermore, the trade policy review mechanism remains a cornerstone in the pursuits of transparency in trade policy and is highly appreciated by the membership. As also shown by the volume of activity in this area, a total of 20 members, trade policies, were reviewed in 2013, and more are expected to be reviewed next year. So it is clear that this has been a period of intensive activity in the regular work of the institution. Allow me, therefore, to stress how important the regular day-to-day business of this organization is, although it might not always be very visible or make the headlines. Regular WTO bodies oversee the implementation of existing WTO agreements and, I may add, of future agreements as well. They act as a forum for members to discuss trade matters of interest to them. Their role in enhancing transparency through reporting and monitoring is essential, as is also their role in evaluating avoiding disputes. In WTO regular bodies, including the General Council, members may raise new issues for consideration and discussion, thereby furthering the WTO agenda and making it more responsive to the new global challenges and to an ever-changing trading environment. It is critical, in my view, to further strengthen the role of these bodies in the future. As we turn to our discussions and exchanges over the next 3.5 days, I wish to highlight that your statements will be invaluable in shaping the future work of this organization and in guiding our representatives in Geneva. Your statements will, of course, be in the official record of the conference. In closing, let me assure you that as Chairman of the General Council, I spare no efforts in assisting you, Mr. Chairman, and the DG and the ministers to make this conference a success. Thank you very much.